Have you ever looked around your house and wondered where did all of this stuff come from? I am going to give you my top 25 things to declutter in 2025 list. And I think this list is going to surprise you a little bit because it's not just things. If you've watched any of my videos before, you understand that I don't talk just about stuff. I talk about mindset clutter and emotional clutter, and clutter is anything that is not helping us reach our goals for the future. So, if you look around your house and you think, how did I get so much stuff? What do I do about it? Today, I'll share 25 things that you might not have thought to declutter, but they may be holding you back more than you realize. Because again, it's not just stuff. All right. So, but first of all, let me ask this. What is the hardest thing for you to declutter right now? Or what is the hardest area for you to declutter? So I'm doing this live so that you know that I am not some kind of AI robot. I am a real person. My name is April Bragg, in case we're meeting for the very first time, and I am a clarity coach. And I help women live, love, and lead with confidence. And 2025 is the year that we are decluttering it all. We're decluttering our homes, we're decluttering our lives, our busy schedules, we're decluttering our businesses so that we can streamline and make more money. And we are decluttering our relationships so that we have more time for true connection and not just keeping up with all the acquaintances. So, not just the in fact, I'm going to get to this on the list. But I made a list of 25 things that you will want to declutter in 2025 if you haven't decluttered already. And also, let me know if you've already decluttered that area in the comments. So keep track in the comments. Use the chat as your own personal space to keep notes as you go along in the video, and that will help you get more out of it. But let's just dive in because it's 25. So I don't want this video to be too long for you to watch in one sitting. All right. The first section we're going to declutter is the emotional ties that we hold. Number one, sentimental items with negative memories. Why keep things that are bringing you pain? Let me ask you this. Do you feel obligated to keep something because of who gave it to you? Catch yourself about that. If it's a negative memory, you don't need to hang on to it. If it's a positive memory, but you don't particularly enjoy it, you don't have to hang on to it. Our our loved ones give us things because they hope to bring us joy in the moment. So if it's not bringing you joy, you don't have to hang on to it. Number two, activities you don't enjoy. Have you ever thought about going through your calendar and decluttering your activities? Um, this year, I debated, what am I going to add to my calendar and what am I going to take away from my calendar? And I recently signed up for a 15-week Bible study. It seems like an awfully long time. But before I did, I gave myself permission to not finish it if it doesn't bring benefit to my life. And because I think sometimes to try new things, we have to give ourselves permission to quit them if we end up not enjoying it. So that's one of the things that I may or may not declutter. I'll keep you posted. But activities that you don't enjoy. Quit hobbies or commitments that are just not bringing you joy anymore. It doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a growing person, a changing person. Three, this is a huge one. Okay. Declutter the guilt for spending time on things that you do enjoy. We've got this weird thing where we think that we should spend all our time doing things that we don't enjoy, and we should, if we're spending time doing something that we do enjoy, then our time would be better useful giving it somewhere else. No. The whole reason that I started on my decluttering journey was because I wanted to have more time to read, more time to do the things that I enjoy. And because I identified early on that what it was that I wanted to declutter for, to have more of this, then that carried me all the way through my decluttering journey, which, by the way, I believe that decluttering is a one and done thing. It's one major project, and then we get to live the rest of our life enjoying the fruits of our labor. Number 4 for the 25 things that we are decluttering in 2025 is old hobby supplies. If you've moved on, it's okay to say goodbye. This was a hard one for me. I remember I had the idea that I was going to quilt a baby blanket for my first child. And so this was before I even knew if I was having a boy or a girl. So I went with a Winnie the Pooh theme because I just loved the story of Winnie the Pooh. And I thought, well, that'll fit, girl or boy. Bought all the stuff, made about a third, maybe a half of the blanket, kind of got it all together, the beginning pieces. Ran out of steam. I finally gave myself permission to let that go when my youngest child was 8 years old. Neither of my children got a baby blanket. And it was like, it's okay to just let this go. This is a hobby that you are not going to complete. Let it go. This is funny actually. I still have the scissors. I bought an excellent pair of scissors for that. I still have those scissors. I love those scissors. I just realized I'm still using those scissors. Okay. And number 5, toys your kids have outgrown. Now I know it's as our kids are getting older, we get more sentimental about their baby items. They're so adorable. They're so sweet. They're so cute. Okay, give yourself permission to maybe hang on to 1 or 2 things that is representative of their childhood, but you don't have to hang on to everything to remember their childhood. That's what I did. I hung on to their 1 or 2 most loved blankets or stuffed animals to represent the whole entirety of their childhood, and I imagine I'm going to pull these out when they have children. I'm gonna say, "This is what I wrapped your mommy in. This is what I wrapped your daddy in. Your daddy used to love this little stuffed bear." But we don't have to hang on to all of the things to hang on to all of the memories. So, toys that your kids have outgrown, give yourself permission to pass them on. So, those are some of the emotional ties that we hold that we can declutter in 2025. Let's move on now to ways we can simplify our life. Okay, number 6 on the list. Think about this. Try decluttering excess sugar. What? Yes. Yes. It's it's January. We're all shooting for a little bit healthy. Some of us have set extreme health goals. Some of us have hit the oh my goodness, I heard the funniest story of a pastor was talking to a member, and he says, you're a donut store owner, right? And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, boy, this must be a really, really bad time of the year for you. It's 20 at the beginning of 2025 with everybody's New Year's resolutions. He goes, does that hurt sales? And the guy goes, for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, sales are down. And then they come back with a vengeance. He goes, so I take off the first 2 weeks of the year, and then they come back and buy all the extra donuts. Okay. Instead of swinging from hard to, caving in like that, just look to declutter excess sugar. Keep the treat that you enjoy the most and let go of the things that you don't enjoy the most. Like, think quality over quantity. That's what we're talking about. Number 7, something that you could declutter right now: multiple cleaning supplies. Pick your favorites. You already know what they are. Give yourself permission to let go of all the random brands and things that you don't actually reach for. In my cleaning kit, I have glass cleaner. I have a dusting spray that works as a stainless steel polisher too. It kind of does a dual purpose. I have white vinegar to clean my Breville coffee machine. That's the bulk of it. I might have 1 or 2 other items that I'm not thinking of right now that I can't picture, and I have microfiber cloths, and that is I forgot. Scrubbing bubbles. I am a big fan of the foaming scrubbing bubbles for the bathroom areas. So that is the bulk of your cleaning. Imagine, cleaning supplies down to a small bit. I have just laundry pods and fabric softener sheets. And stain spray. That's it for the laundry side. Give yourself permission to simplify. It'll make it so much easier for you to clean, actually, because there's just a few things and, put them in a nice little area with your favorite cleaning rags or cleaning supplies. Okay, so that's number 7. Number 8, countertop kitchen appliances that you rarely use. Imagine if you gave yourself the gift of clear countertops in 2025. Countertops that gave you plenty of space to work on. Um, my husband, without was was doing a lot of the cooking, and he bought one of those big air frying ninjas. And those things are big and they're heavy and they take up most of the counter space. And he was surprised that I'm like, no, we're not gonna leave this out on the counter. Let's store it underneath the counter. I had to clear out a whole big old cabinet shelf to fit it. But I thought, well, we'll see how much we actually use it also if we put it under the counter. Surprisingly enough, we actually really like that thing. I mean, we still drag it out once or two times a week, but if it's not being used daily, I do not keep it on my counter. I want my counters to be clear so that I can spread out and do all the work and clean up afterwards. So that's number 7, countertop kitchen appliances. So either get rid of them, put them under the cabinets, make it work for you. Number 9, expired spices and condiments. Those spices, those random spices that you bought because you wanted to try a new recipe. Go through there. Get your spices constrained down to your favorite ones so that you can be clearing them out on a regular basis. Also, you might want to consider too, I just recently did this. I invested in mini, like Lazy Susan turntable things. I found them on Amazon. They might be about 8 inches wide, but they fit into a cabinet and then you can kind of rotate and see what you have. That was a great investment for me. I really liked that. I'd give you an Amazon link, but I don't have Amazon links. um, n- Number 10 for 25 items to declutter in 2025. I'm starting to feel like that late night show where he always had listicles. Extra throw blankets and pillows. Have you received a bunch of extra throw blankets and pillows and you don't need them all? Keep your favorites. Always keep your favorites and give yourself permission to get rid of the rest. So I have one throw blanket that I keep in the living room that I absolutely love. My husband has one. We have an extra one for guests or kids that are around. My kids have throw blankets in their rooms, but give yourself permission to clear them out. Those are things that people tend to gift to us, and then we get favorites, and then we've got ones that are not so favorite. You don't have to keep them all. Pillows. Have pillows been multiplying into more and more baby pillows in your house? Give yourself permission to let it go. All right. And 11, receipts and paper bills. Take the time this year to do digital or online billing. Get rid of all of your paper bills if you don't like them. I did this several years ago. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love that I get an email saying your bill is ready to view. And then I also have bill pay on, but because the amounts are pretty steady, I just usually don't even have to worry about it. It just comes out of my bank account. Receipts. When they ask if you want a receipt, ask yourself, do I really want a receipt? Is this some kind of tax item that I need to keep? Is this something that I may want to return? If it's not, don't take the receipt. I don't collect coffee receipts anymore. I don't collect grocery receipts anymore. I'm not going to take those things back. So let it go. I shop at Aldi. They have if you're not happy with it, double your money back guarantee. And I used to keep receipts just in case. And out of like a decade of shopping at Aldi, there was one time that I wanted to take something back. And I thought that's just not enough to actually worry about keeping the receipt. So we're just going to let it go. All right, let's move on to another section talking about digital space and personal style. Okay, so here are some things that you might not have thought about decluttering. Number 12, random desktop items. In fact, this is something that I need to do. As I thought about it because I need to do it. I have took a bunch of screenshots over the last 2 or 3 months, and they are all over my desk. And I'm like, I need to go through those screenshots, look at them, and declutter them. Get rid of them. Get everything back into nice little folders so I can actually find this stuff. I have forgotten what these screenshots were for. I think I was watching a workshop or a webinar. So clear up my desktop so I'm not distracted anymore when I work on my computer. Number 13, social media apps or accounts that annoy you. I just did this at the beginning of the year. I gave myself permission. I went on my Facebook account and I just deleted or unfollowed things that were really annoying me when they popped up. You might want to get rid of an entire app. Think about it. Is your social media presence making you happier or more stressed? And then decide, what do I want to keep and what do I want to let go of? Number 14, unworn jewelry. And this is a fun item because this is something that you could pass on to little kids if you're not wearing it anymore. But, sometimes our tastes change. We find that we don't actually like, in fact, I just thought of a necklace that I really do not like wearing because it's kind of, well, since I got this necklace, it's one of my favorites now. And so it's replaced some of my necklaces, but this one in particular gets tangled and it's a little messy. And I thought it would look cute and I just never wear it. It's such a hassle. So, gonna go through my jewelry again, let some of those things go. But most of the things in my jewelry I absolutely love. And the ones that I didn't, I passed on to. I asked my daughter, "Do you need any more earrings? I'm not wearing these anymore. Do any of these look good to you?" And so just a little spot to clear out. Number 15. Oh, I love when I finally gave myself permission to do this. And that is movies and music that you can own digitally. Hey, it's 2025. It might be time to go digital with your movies. I know this is so hard because there's like collections and there's extended editions and special and if you grew up like I did where when the CD came out you bought the whole CD and then you only listened to one or two songs. But when I gave myself permission to own these things digitally, it cleared out a huge amount of space. Now listen, I am not talking to the person who has a vinyl record collection and absolutely loves it. Again, keep the things that you absolutely love. So, but if you're kind of tired, if it's just sitting in a cabinet that never gets touched and it's more hassle to listen to it, or you just turn to Spotify or some other listening app or Prime and you're watching videos there, give yourself permission to let it go. Number 16, declutter the cheap clothes that don't last. Okay. Think quality over quantity. Now, sometimes quality is found in strange places like Amazon. For example, this sweatshirt. So my sister was wearing this sweatshirt and I admired it. She's like, got it on Amazon. I'm like, you find the best things on Amazon. I feel like it's very hit or miss for me. So she had a couple of sweatshirts in different colors. I got one, loved it so much, I had to get another one in a different color. It's the softest sweatshirt in the world. Absolutely love it. And I've wore those two so much. It was like, I wish I could. So I got a third one in a different color. So But the things that you're not enjoy wearing or the things that you feel like you're replacing, I don't like cheap t-shirts. They feel like they're scratchy, they're itchy. I'm very particular about quality. I don't like cheap hoodies. I want it to be quality. I want to own fewer but higher quality. You don't have to wear something out to finally get rid of it. Give yourself permission to let go and to buy the higher quality things that you are craving. I buy high quality jeans that last me for a really long time. I like White House Black Market, and I specifically like ones that have like metal accents or embellishments. It just makes it feels like it's casual, but it's a little bit of fancy mixed with it. That's very much my style. And I will wear those forever. They will last me forever. So take the time in 2025 to find out what you like and give yourself permission to invest in things that'll last you and to let go of things that you've tried, but you just don't like it. You don't have to wear it out to get rid of it. Okay, here's some overlooked clutter. Section 4. Number 17. Pet toys or foods that your animals don't love. Even our animals get in on this. You bought the treat, you found out your dog doesn't like it, you tried a new brand of cat food and your cat is not having any part of it. Let it go. Somebody gave your animal these toys and they never play with them, old leashes, all that paraphernalia. Just go through it. Just keep the stuff that your pet really loves. Number 18, duplicate tools. So, how many measuring tapes do you need in your house? How many hammers do you need in your house? I love having one of every item and knowing exactly where that item is. So, look for duplicate tools. Number 19, board games that you don't actually play and love. You tried a new game, nobody liked it, you keep on going back to your favorite ones, let it go. It's okay. Plus, those are so many random little pieces that will never reclutter your home if you let it go. Old puzzles would fall into this. Number 20, old phone chargers and tech gadgets. So cords and chargers and things that you've replaced them. Admit it. You replaced that cell phone twice, but you're hanging on to it because it's a backup. I give myself permission to hang on to one phone as a backup because my husband is in painting and remodeling. And so it's something that, we could reactivate if we really needed to. We keep one phone on hand because we do not buy cell phone insurance. So, and we've used that. In fact, we don't even have an extra phone right now. But also, this phone's getting old enough that it would make sense to replace it. But declutter extra insurance, that's not even on the list. So that's number 20. Number 21, workout gear you never use. I know. It's so hard for us to be honest with ourselves that we bought this and we don't actually like using it. But admit it, So this might be exercise equipment, this might be the workout clothes that you wear, it's a chance for you to just face this is what I'm using, this is what I'm not, I tried it. And by the way, give yourself props for having tried something, then finding out you don't like it. I think that's what we should remind ourselves of. Hey, I tried something. Even if I didn't like it, I tried it. Number 22, unread or outdated books. If you're not going to read the book again, or then why are you hanging on to it? I only keep a limited number of books, and these are books that if somebody visited my house, they would want to maybe read. They're books that I will want to reread. I am a big proponent about rereading great books. In fact, right now I am rereading for the second time, I think. Um, 10x is easier than 2x by Benjamin Hardy. I have reread Essentialism by Greg McKeown. I think that's a great book. Um, there are some coaching books that I've reread. There's another book by Brene Brown that I'm wanting to go back and reread. I think I actually have to rebuy that one because I think I gave my copy to somebody else. And I like doing that. I think it's fun to like give somebody, they admire a book. It's like, oh, let me just give you this copy, and a lot of times I'll get the book on Kindle too. So books that you're not going to read or they're outdated. So some books age really well 100 years later, others not so much. 20, okay, the last top 3. These are the biggies. I should have told you this at the beginning so that you would hang with me. Social media guilt. Number 23. Stop comparing yourself to others and feeling guilty. Create the life that you love and let it be. If you're looking at somebody wishing you had their life, create that life. If you're looking at somebody and just thinking their life is better than yours because you're seeing only their highlights, remind yourself, I'm only seeing their highlights. But let go of here's another social media guilt. Feeling guilty about the time you spend on social media. Just be honest with yourself and give yourself time to enjoy spending time on social media. I think it's way more helpful to lean into our guilty pleasures than to berate ourselves for it. And if we lean into it and say, hey, listen, I really enjoy social media and I'd like to scroll for an hour every single night, do it. And then maybe you'll stop at an hour and you won't do it so much during the day, but lean into it. Give yourself permission to do it if you enjoy doing it. Stop. We just, well, this will be number 25, so I'm not going to say it right now. Okay, 24, cluttered relationships. So this might be expectations that we have for other people. This might be relationships, people that we keep on still making time for, and we're not really, like maybe that season of life has moved on. Maybe you were friends with certain people because you were in certain clubs with them or because your kids were the same age and you're feeling obligated to keep it up and it's feeling harder and harder and it's not something that you're just feeling more guilty about letting it go than the pleasure that you're getting from it. Let it go. um, energy draining commitments also count as clutter. Give yourself permission to let go of the committee that you've signed up for. But the thing is this: every yes we say is a no to something else, but every no that we say is a bigger yes to something else. So when we say no to low quality relationships, we are creating time to have more time to invest in our highest quality relationships. So I'm quite the introvert. I don't go out with a bunch of friends a lot of times. I've got, a couple of best friends that I hang out with. And my family is very, very important to me. And because of that, when my daughter recently visited, I had 5 whole days to spend quality time with her because I don't have a whole bunch of other commitments. So that's what I'm talking about. When we declutter, we get really honest on what brings us joy and what we enjoy giving our time to. Then we can give more time to the things that we really enjoy. We do not have to be the one that keeps the relationship going it doesn't if it's not bringing us joy. So, think about decluttering your relationships, but also think about decluttering the expectations in your relationships. Or um, de- you might be saying, but it feels like people have expectations of me. Well, maybe they don't. Maybe that's just in our imagination. Like maybe we will declutter the belief that others have expectations of us unless they have exactly explicitly said it to us. And then we can decide what we want to do with it. But number 25, this is the big one. If you will declutter this, it'll have a snowball effect and make everything else easier. And that is your guilt about letting go of things. Just because something comes into our life doesn't mean it has to stay in our life forever and ever. It's Give yourself permission to move on. Permission to move on from hobbies, permission to move on from relationships, permission to move on from decor items that you thought you'd like, but they don't quite fit. But here's a question. What's one thing you've been holding on to because you feel guilty letting it go? Give yourself permission to let go of gifts that people have given you. All of this is just give yourself permission to let go of things that you may have spent a lot of money on. Give yourself permission to let go of things that are not quite used up, but were not your favorite thing.